Adam and I got into Japanese culture by watching a lot of Japanese movies, and that's what we're talking about today. Hey everyone, welcome back to another rolling action type of episode. We're the hosts. My name is MJ.
My name is Adam.
And thanks for coming back to another fantastic episode of the MJ and Adam Show, where we invite you to become our friend, listen to our conversation, not just listen, hey, join our conversation, full English, learn some new phrases, some words, and learn about the feeling of English. Today's episode, we will be going into a topic that maybe a lot of you know because, hey, it's about Japan, Japanese movies. All right, so me and Adam grew up, Adam in Canada, me in America, and some of the things that intrigued our interest about Japanese culture, learning more about Japanese things, was watching Japanese movies. Now, it wasn't your average kind of like more popular side of Japanese films, more on the indie side, because a lot of the stuff that I watched personally, everyone, was more shocking. Maybe a little suspense was involved. Maybe some horror or kind of gore kind of attributes, themes in these videos. Because at the time I was like, this is amazing. This is so crazy. And so like, I can't believe they make a movie like this, you know, because in the US, there wasn't anything that I could compare it to. But let's go into it, Adam. So what were some of the movies that you got into when you were starting to watch Japanese films?
I think on the same side as you, like the movies I watched were on the horror side, the gore side.
Right.
And I believe the first movie, if I remember correctly, that made me open my eyes to the world of Japanese horror films, splatter films, was a movie called Battle Royale.
Ooh, yes.
Battle Royale. I think it's a popular movie too, like amongst Japanese people, or just a movie that people know about.
The main actor is a very popular actor. I forgot his name right now, but went on to do many different styles of movies. Beat Takeshi is in it as well. He didn't direct it, but he was in it. And yes, it was a pretty popular movie based off of a manga of the same title. When I saw that, I was just like mind blown. The premise of the whole movie.
Right.
How can this happen? And there's blood everywhere. I was just I couldn't look away.
And I think the number one thing for that one is that I wasn't expecting it. I just heard about this Japanese movie called Battle Royale. I need to watch it. And that's all I knew. I watched it and I was so shocked. I told all my friends about it. And the friends who seen it were like, yeah, you should watch this movie. You should watch that movie. And then that struck the match and set the fire of me going down into this rabbit hole of Japanese movies.
Yes.
Other ones that I watched along the same lines as splatter were Ichi the Killer.
Oh my gosh.
Maybe that's another one.
Masterpiece. I think. For some, maybe way too much. But
way too much. Just we're gonna have a lot of people say, "Oh, I didn't know you guys were like that."
Yeah.
This is what we started on, and this is the shocking side of Japan life. Probably a lot of people who love Japanese culture think that at first Japan is a crazy place because they see these movies are crazy. So it's like, how can you create this kind of movie if you're not from a crazy place?
In a good way, everyone, because we love these. Yes, and I definitely agree. It's like, if it was just a normal human drama or like a rom-com kind of romantic high school kids of like, they're like 30-year-old actors playing high school kids in this movie, it's nothing to be like really wowed about. I feel like we're on the same page where it's like, when you hear about Japanese movies, the ones that we had available are the ones that stood out, is the ones that it's like you would never see in the US. So most of those were pretty intense movies and to our liking. I was like you, dude.
In a weird way,
When I saw Battle Royale, watched it over and over and over. And just like you, I made all of my friends, all of my close friends, when we would hang out, I would bring that movie and I'd be like, you gotta watch this. Because it was so amazing, so different.
Another one, MJ and I talk about this movie a lot. It's called Azumi, which was also from a comic book, I think. It's
from a manga,
a comic book from a manga. Yes. But that's another one where I didn't know what I was getting into when I found it.
Again, saw the cover. All right, saw the cute cover. Girl. Okay. Yeah. Samurai kind of ninja style. All right, I'm down. Right, I like that stuff.
I like samurai. Yeah. And then it just like blew my mind again.
First like 10 minutes. Yeah. 10 minutes. Gets real quick. Real quick.
And a lot of the movies I watched for a certain amount of time, like this was the exposure to Japanese films that I had.
Right.
One of them was called Audition. I don't know if you've seen this one, MJ.
Oh, yes, I have.
This is another one that was like, what is going on?
Yeah, for a while in that movie, for a while, it's like, what's going on? And then the bag moves and you're like,
but then you go deeper and deeper and you find different styles of different types of movies in Japanese cinema. I did end up following another journey on watching movies, and one is the samurai movie and another one is the Yakuza movies. So I used to watch both. And I used to watch like a lot of Ito Takeshi's movies, Yakuza movies.
I've never seen any of them, but everyone talks about them. Yeah.
Like,
being very violent and
very violent. But that's one side. And then the other side is like Kurosawa films. So I used to I watched Ran before in class, and I thought, wow, this is like artistic and really good.
Yes.
I watched another movie called Ikiru, To Live, which is another Kurosawa film. And those are like a different side where it makes things more understandable for Japanese culture to have like both this deep and dark gory side and this like artistic, flavorful, tasteful side. So you understand that like what is Japanese movies.
Yeah. It's so really you kind of saw different sides of the spectrum of cinema. But yeah, dude, I definitely went hard into the gore side of it.
Right.
Because it was just so amazing, so different. I went in, I followed some, like you were saying, some directors specifically follow and then just watch their movies.
Right.
Or a few actors like what's his name? Asano Tadanobu.
Okay, yes.
From Ichi the Killer. And from that movie, from seeing him, I was like, wow, like, let me see what other films he's in.
Right.
And I saw one. Oh, I forgot what the title was now. And it was very artistic. It was like, so it was like on that side of like Kurosawa kind of films of being very meaningful, very interesting cinematography, the shots, the angles. There was a lot of deepness there, but it also had this kind of like strange, you're really not sure what's going to happen next mystery of it that kind of brought its way from I feel like the horror, the kind of like splatter stuff where it's just like, I'm not sure what's going to happen next. And that's what, those kinds of films is what we cannot find in North America. So for us, maybe I think a lot of other people too have been one way, a gateway into kind of learning about Japanese culture and the different types of people that Japan has. It's amazing.
Yeah. It is. It truly is.
That's it for this episode, everyone. Thanks for hanging out with us. Hopefully you enjoyed it. Let us know in the comments down below if you heard of any of our Japanese movies that we've watched, if you are a fan too, because then, like, comment, subscribe.
But that's it. We'll see you on the next step.